it again. It's like trying to. All right, I have Danna with me here today, and we're gonna go ahead and talk about her VIP success. Um, she's had amazing results, but first I want to take an opportunity to introduce you. So I've known Danna in the running world because she's a stud. She's qualified for the Olympics 3 times in the Olympic trials in the marathon, and she just recently ran a 2:47 and sixth place overall for the women in the Twin City Marathon. And not only that, Danna is 39, has two little girls, two beautiful little girls, and she just opened her own PT practice. So busy is in her name. Uh, and just, all things mom and career and active, we can relate in those aspects. But I think what's cool is that you reached out to me and we started this VIP journey together, and you had amazing results, and we're still working together, and it's such a beautiful process. But let's rewind a little bit and talk about what brought you to VIP in the first place.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me, Sarah. So I knew that that you have amazing run credentials as well in your history, but you also have great knowledge as a dietitian. And so in seeing what you're doing with VIP, I wanted to reach out to you specifically and get your thoughts on how do I address my growing age and my perimenopause symptoms that I'm starting to notice and really just want to be proactive with while I'm training still at a competitive elite level. And how can I manage my hormonal issues that aren't ideal in a way that is in my control. An example would be going to a primary care or a OB gynecologist who says, well, let's go ahead and try birth control. And it's like, okay, well, did that for a little bit, really didn't want to be on that. I am very much a type A personality, but I'm actually
Well,
type.
part of the reason why you're so successful.
Yeah, but
Okay,
I'm
commit.
gonna be honest with you, and I would be honest with anyone. A minus. I'm a type A minus, and that comes with I want to be authentic, and so to me, authenticity is
I love that.
recognizing when I need help, and so I knew that as much as I want to be in control, I need help to figure out what do I need, what resources are out there, and so I knew you were here locally, and so going from a lifestyle of a high school, college, and professional runner to a mom working full time, still trying to train, you lose some of the original identity you had and you have to refine it. And so this was something I knew that would complement my training for this marathon I had in October. And so I wanted to utilize that as my springboard, but I want to continue with the VIP perspective and just the way VIP emphasizes how we address fueling for my ongoing womanhood.
Yeah. And your unique needs for training for a marathon are also, I mean, you also had just lifestyle needs. And so we kind of addressed both. And what worked for you to lean down and tone up and be at your fighting weight for your marathon is also going to carry over into your lifestyle, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
And I
And
love
I,
how you said refine. You were just refining a few things, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And what would you say were your biggest victories within VIP?
Yeah, I mean, I think not just because so much of being a woman and in our society is seeing fitness gains, seeing what we look like. For me, it was feeling those fitness gains, feeling that I was recovering better, feeling that I had more of a plan of my day of I know this type of fueling and the timing of my fueling and what I'm choosing to put in my body is only going to help not just my one marathon performance that I had coming up, but down the road as a mom as well, incorporating that into my family with my husband and my two young daughters who are growing. They even love eating my smoothies that I make and have extra, and so I love that. So that was a big victory of mine. And that control piece of my type A minus personality of that I can get results that are within my own work, but being able to have the resources and have that accountability with you and being able to ask you questions or having you give me feedback every week of, well, maybe we should try this to help address those hormonal perimenopause symptoms in addition to my goals with my training.
Okay, so a couple things there. I want to go into like what you thought made the biggest difference within VIP, and I heard the accountability piece of it. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah. So, I mean, I think anytime I don't want to say someone's watching or someone's helping you or someone's
Yeah.
looking at what are you incorporating in your day to best help me. That is your job. And so writing down and just sharing from a day-to-day basis the timing of my fueling, what I was choosing to fuel with, and then also just what are my tendencies. I love dark chocolate. I'm a sweet tooth. So I love always having a dessert, but it's like, you can still do that. There's nothing wrong with anything in moderation. My mom is a retired dietitian. So I very much grew up with anything in moderation. Nothing is a bad food. It's just make sure you get the right stuff in at the right time. And there's still room for all the fun stuff. But for me, it's like, okay, where's that coming from? And you challenge me on that. Is it true craving? Is it just habit? Is it that I'm overly tired and it's telling me I'm needing that sugar, but really I'm not? I just need to go to bed. So those little things I think were super helpful. And it's stuff that you as a dietitian, you truly know, and it just, I needed to hear that from someone that I respect and that I know has that knowledge.
It probably gave you a little bit of freedom too, almost like a breath of fresh air to
Yeah.
not have to overthink it, wonder if you're doing it right, like just giving it to someone else to look over and tell you, do this, do that, let's
Yeah.
change this, let's tweak this. Did it give
Yeah,
you a little bit of that
100%.
freedom?
I
Yeah.
love that you use that word. My one word for the year for 2025 is free. I want to be free in what I
There
do
you go.
and in
Hmm.
who all the things. And so,
Yeah.
yes, I would agree 100%. And I think having your feedback of those things of what am I doing well, what can we work on, that constructive help is how I've always been used to being as an athlete and as a person, being able to take constructive coaching, constructive help,
Yes.
and apply that to the reality and that authenticity.
Mhm. I love that you said you're like an A minus, you know, or you're a, type A minus personality. I think it's really important to give people, and this is the approach that I love to try to give people, is practical guidance that offers
Hmm.
freedom
Hmm.
from self-sabotage and stress of doing it right. And it's just very practical to apply to your lifestyle, something that you even mentioned your whole family can embrace. So I think
Hmm.
that's super important. And also,
Hmm.
more importantly, it's something that you can see maintaining.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. And I think that's the big thing. Nothing in life is forever, and we go through seasons, and it's what you want to take with you from one season or one chapter to the next that you prioritize and you bring along with you, and some things you leave behind, and that's okay. And so I think it's realizing what choices was I making that I learned through some of the VIP
Hmm.
education and resources that are very much like, oh yeah, this needs to be a lifestyle, and incorporate it with my family and make it fun, and it's not anything hard. It's just commitment, and it's investing in yourself. And I think, investment in yourself, it's not always free, whether that's from a standpoint of like monetary, but also from a standpoint of commitment and
Hmm.
just
Hmm.
taking the confidence to like that you are worth it. And not to get ahead of you, but it's like to share with other women who are in my kind of phase of life of like, oh, I'm not menopause yet, but I'm definitely perimenopause symptoms. And it's like, you know what? Take the time, take the effort, take the monetary money to invest in yourself because you're worth it.
Hmm. Yeah. Well said. That I can't stress that enough. You are worth it. And I think some huge things that we can learn from you is small changes actually made a big difference. You have a lot of pieces of the puzzle. You had a lot of pieces of the puzzle already there. We just
Hmm.
kind of put them together and made small changes that made a big difference. And
Hmm.
like you said, you just feel better and different. And
Hmm.
that was a really big win for you. Anything else, relatable to women that were sitting in your shoes that you would like to say that might be sitting in some perimenopause symptoms, that might be, trying to balance hormones. Maybe it's just those last 10 pounds to get to where they just feel good, where they want to be, where they want to show up. Anything else you'd like to share?
Um, I mean, I think my phrase is always life is short. And so you really just take it one day at a time and lay down at night and fall asleep knowing like you did your best, whether that was for yourself or your family. But I think one of those things, doing your best, is that phrase. You have to put your own oxygen mask on before you can put your neighbors on or your family members on. And so you have to take care of you. And I think in this day and age, it's really hard when we have so many things on our plates, and no pun intended, but we have full
I'll
lives.
take it.
And
Yeah.
whether you have young kids, you're running your own business, you work full time or not, you're worth taking the time to be confident and to know that those little things you do one day at a time add up. And that's what I tell my cross country athletes that I help coach. It's the 1%. And I think fueling, even though 1% sounds small, in a sense, our world and our life and what we do day to day, it is small, but it makes a big difference and it adds up.
It makes a big difference. Yep. Those 1% changes. And that's where we really thrive to help people, is just making daily better changes that work for the individual. And you've seen it. You've gotten the results. You had a very super competitive marathon. What's next on the agenda? Any races?
Yeah. So I think I will take on another 26.2 probably in
Okay.
2026. Definitely not this year. But I run because I love it. I run because it brings me joy. And my why for running, it has changed and evolved. But I think at this phase of my life, I want to have a PR or a personal record as a mom, so a postpartum PR. And I did not do that last couple weekends ago. So in 2026, I just want to keep swinging big. I mean, it's, again, life is short, and why not go for it? Whether it's, change your job, whether it's go for that hard, difficult goal of a marathon at a certain time, or shoot, start coaching your kids. I don't know. There's so many things that seem out of reach, but I think if you don't do it, you're going to regret it. So just do it.
You are inspiring in that aspect, is that you just should just go do it. And you have literally done all of those things this year.
Do the thing.
So good for you. Good for
Yeah.
you. Well, I appreciate you taking this time. And I just commend you for being such an inspiration and helping empower other women. That's why we do this, and that's why we share our stories. So women can hear this and be like, you know what? I can do that too. I can do the hard things. So thank you so much for coming on and sharing.
Of course. Thanks, Sarah. And thanks, VIP team.